Hey everyone, Sam from United People's TV here with another video today. Just a quick one here. We're just going to be talking about the 5 main talking points from Louis van Gaal's press conference ahead of Tuesday against Newcastle. Now, he's been speaking to the press at Carrington this afternoon, and as usual, there's quite a lot to talk about. Main points, injury news-wise, Schweinsteiger is ruled out of the game. Obviously, he went down with what looked like quite a serious knee injury against Sheffield United at the weekend. Immediately put his hand in the hair, he was waving. Everyone looked pretty worried and scared that it could have been something more serious. Went on to finish the game, but he's out of the game against Newcastle. And an update on Schneiderlin and Young is that there's no confirmation either way that they're going to be fit or they're not going to be fit. So we could be seeing Michael Carrick. I think Michael Carrick will definitely start against Newcastle. But if Schneiderlin's ruled out as well, might we see Marouane Fellaini playing central midfield again? I'd rather play Ander Herrera there, but let me know in the comments below who you would play in central midfield if both Schneiderlin and Schweinsteiger are injured. I think Schweinsteiger's a big miss. I think not everyone's been blown away by how he's played this season, but I don't think it's coincidence that we lost against Bournemouth and Norwich when he wasn't playing. And then we win the games when he's back. I think he's very influential, if not in just what he does, in how he gets others to play and how he helps lead on the pitch as well as off it. Moving on to what Louis van Gaal's been talking about. Now, I suppose the main thing from a fan's perspective against Sheffield United was the ironic cheers that happened about 70 minutes after Memphis took a shot. Now, Van Gaal's saying he sort of understands that because United weren't shooting or they weren't able to shoot. But I think something else that's been happening is that the fans have been leaving the stadium early. And I found some fans always have to leave the stadium early. They need to get home for traffic, get trains and whatnot. So there's always a certain select amount of people from every stadium that leave early. But it seems like more and more are leaving earlier. And obviously Rooney scored a 94th minute winner against Sheffield, or whatever minute it was, last minute penalty, and we won the game. Nobody really felt that goal was coming. There was nothing there that said, if we keep pushing and plugging away, we'll get this. We will get this win. And that feeling has gone. It was strange. It was a last-minute winner that United have scored to win a game, and you almost felt like Van Gaal sapped the enthusiasm out of it because the celebrations weren't as mad. It seems contained. I don't know what. Well, we all know what the cause of that was. It was the shite football. I mean, Van Gaal's talking about fans leaving early because of traffic. Fans left because they were bored out of their brains by another performance which is completely uninspiring. And it's the peaks and troughs we're going through. We had 4 losses in a row. That was terrible. Then we had quite a convincing first half against Chelsea, followed it up with a win against Swansea. Positive, reasons to be positive. Then we go and pull that out against Sheffield United at home. And we've gone straight back down. So any momentum we may have had from that win against Swansea was killed by that game against Sheffield United. So it's no surprise that the fans are leaving early. There's false dawns and promises which aren't really happening, and United just aren't improving. They're repeating mistakes. And that's where the big frustrations come from. It's not that we're doing things wrong. It's that we've been doing the same things wrong all season long. Will that change? I don't know. An interesting comment that Van Gaal has made here is saying that United have won their last 2 games against Swansea and Sheffield. And why aren't the fans happy? We've had 2 wins in a row and we're through to the 4th round of the FA Cup. That really makes it sound like Van Gaal doesn't really understand Manchester United fans and how it's not just about the victories. It's not just about grind, get it. Right, on the result, we won it. Let's ignore the performance. That's not how United have been fed on for the last 2-3 decades. And that's where these frustrations are coming from. I do sort of worry for Van Gaal that does he understand that, or is he just ignoring it? Let me know in the comments below what you think, whether it's just a misinterpretation or something more worrying than that. But I think you can't ignore the fans. Once they start turning, you never heard fans sarcastically booing, sarcastically cheering a shot when Moyes was in charge. That's worrying. And the final point I want to make here is Januzaj is not going to play against Reading's under-21s tonight. even though previously a couple of days ago Van Gaal said he would. Said he's not ready, doesn't want to risk him to throw him in there. If you're not going to risk Januzaj in the under-21s, why did you bring him back? Sure, he hasn't played football. I think it's the 12th of December. He played 90 minutes in the Europa League for Dortmund. Now, I think that was the last time he actually played football. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Van Gaal has always said that the only way the players get their match fitness back is by playing for the under-21s. So why is Januzaj not playing there? Is he going to be in the squad for Newcastle? That would make sense if he's not in the team there. But if he's not in the squad to face Newcastle, I really find it quite strange how Van Gaal's not using the under-21s as a platform to bring Januzaj back. Let me know in the comments below what you think of that one as well. So, all in all, there's lots to talk about from this press conference. And tomorrow night's game against Newcastle is huge. I mean, I may as well just do a quick preview here at the end of the video rather than doing two separate ones. I think with Schweinsteiger out, and if Schneiderlin's out as well, so no midfield, United are going to struggle. You're going to find Rooney dropping a hell of a lot more deeper because of that. Martial will find himself isolated. Mata's not got the pace. And Memphis is hot and cold. You're going to have to get a lot of things going right there for us to really attack well. Probably going to see Darmian at left back, maybe Young at right back. But Darmian played pretty well at the start of the game against Sheffield United. Borthwick Jackson was okay, but his final delivery just wasn't there. St James's Park is never an easy game. Doesn't matter how bad Newcastle are doing. Doesn't matter how good United are doing. We've had some tough games there. On paper, we still should have enough to do it. And Newcastle are in a rut right now. They have been in a rut for quite a long time. But it doesn't mean that they can't pull a result out against us. As we saw at Old Trafford earlier this season, Colaccini turned into Baresi, and they somehow got a result. And then the next week, they look like shit. That could happen again this weekend. Sorry, not weekend, Tuesday night. And United really are in need of a consistent string of results again. But it's more the performances than the results now. I think we've seen that. We've got 2 wins in a row, and nothing's changed. The mood hasn't changed. The mood is exactly the same among fans. And that's because of the performances. So fans need a convincing performance to really believe that something is changing and something is improving. That's where the fundamental problem is at the moment, is in the belief that we are progressing and we are going towards something. And Van Gaal's really sort of pushing himself down a dead end at the moment with how we're playing. If we go and do the same thing again away to Newcastle, grind it out, possession, no penetration, no shots, even the away fans are going to admit. I was at the away game for Crystal Palace when it was 0-0, and it was awful in the away end. It's normally bouncing, but it just wasn't. And that could happen again at Newcastle. My prediction for how the game's going to go, on paper, United should be winning this game. As long as Martial's up front, then we've got a chance. But we need to start using that pace more. I think Memphis showed that. I think Memphis against Sheffield United in the last 10 minutes, Young against Swansea and Martial against Swansea. That pace and directness from the wings can make such a difference. And we need to start using that more often. And will we? Won't we? That's what we're here to see. I hope we do, because we really need to. But let me know in the comments below what you think the game's gonna go. My prediction, I'm gonna say United are gonna win, but we're gonna grind it again. I'm gonna go for 2-1. 2 goals, I know, crazy. But I just think we've got enough to beat Newcastle, even if we're playing as shit as we are. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Drop the video a like, please. It always helps. That's it for today's video on both Van Gaal's press conference and a quick preview ahead of the game. And we'll see you after the game tomorrow. All right?